Hello everyone, this is Colossus and welcome to another Go video, and today we're going over some basic Joseki tips and some quick Joseki tip videos, and hopefully you guys will find these helpful. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so today I wanted to go over this Joseki. I have made a video over this Joseki before as probably one of the worst Josekis that we play, and that is because it is such a good Joseki that it's so easy to use. So let's go ahead and talk about why. So first off, if we play just the normal Joseki, if we play like this, you can see black immediately has 14 points in the corner. It's just so solid and so strong, and the AI almost exclusively plays this to the high approach. So back in the day, back in those dinosaur days before AI, this used to be the move to play, was the high approach. So the high approach, we had a lot of Josekis to choose from. We were coming up with a lot of new innovative ideas, but of course this one existed for a good while, and this was such an easy to use Joseki. But then the AI came along and said, hey, this Joseki, yeah, it's really good. It's used about 80 or 90% of the time. If your opponent high approaches, you can pretty much exclusively play this Joseki and pretty much almost always end up in a good position, or at least a decent position. This move is almost never a bad move. Like 90% of the time, it is a good move to play. And that is why I said it was like the worst Joseki of our generation, because it is so useful and easy to play that you just don't study any of the other Josekis. You can just play this one and not learn any of the others and you'll be fine. And that's actually a really bad thing to do. You're just supposed to study and keep learning, and you're not supposed to just pick one and one size fits all. In Go, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to have a one size fits all. You're supposed to have a per situation analysis or per situation idea. And unfortunately for us, is just this one just works almost every single time. So let's go ahead and go over a couple variations, and yeah, let's talk about how to use this one. So we're going to be focusing on the black stones rather than the white stones, but we are going to talk a little bit about variations here. So yeah, when your opponent just connects and you jump, white can Tanuki now. The reason is there's still a lot of Aji right here, right? There's still a lot of Aji right here. So white does not have a lot of points. So you can Tanuki this, and if your opponent comes over and attacks you, which is about a 2-space high is the normal way to do it, you simply jump out with a 2-space jump. So either here or here, depending on the board, usually it's here, and you just simply jump out, and you can play a little bit of Sabaki on these stones, and it's actually really easy for you to handle this group. But usually there's Shimari or something over here, so we want to stop that, and that's why we go ahead and play this extension. But it's not just for a base or points, because that is actually not completely points. So it does make us a little bit uncomfortable if our opponent goes here, but not in a very bad sense. If our opponent goes here, we can Tanuki, and this is actually better than if we had Tanuki'd beforehand. So this is actually really good for us if our opponent immediately comes in, right? So going in immediately is not the move to play, just know that it exists. However, this is the Joseki, and white can Tanuki this now. However, sometimes we play this Tiger's Mouth, and this is very common against a Shimari. So, against the Shimari, playing this Tiger's Mouth is very common, and we actually used to play this move, but now it's actually this move. The reason is because white can play this peep right here, and then white can fix this way or fix this way, and now white can actually Tanuki and go play something else. White can play a big move, white can play an attachment, or white can just go somewhere else, right? And this group's very, very light, very easy to Sabaki. So because of that, we actually go 2 spaces. So that way, if white peeps, we're going to get those 2 points. So now it's a little less discouraged for white to peep, so it pretty much prevents the peep. And now white is just a little bit less light. White can still Tanuki, but it's not as recommended. And now, when white goes here, you can see that we're actually a little bit further. Now, the reason we don't do that against the connection is because there is some Aji in here. There is some Aji just to immediately take those points. If there's a stone right here, there's also some Aji down here. So because of the Aji, we actually want to play a 1-space jump. It's not worth it. The Aji is not worth the 2 points unless we're preventing the peep. So against the connection, we play a 1-space jump, and at the Tiger's Mouth, we play a 2-space jump. And then when our opponent plays here, it's actually pretty much an even exchange, but it should be noted, again, there is not much territory there because there's still this invasion. And some of you may know this, some of you may not, even against the extension, even against this move, and we jump, there's still not a lot of points in here because there's a blasted Ko in here. as soon as we do this, there's actually a ko to destroy the points. Now, of course, this is a good ko for white if you would just immediately play it, but this ko is actually really annoying for white if you're trying to get the points there. So even here, it should be noted that there isn't that many points there. There's maybe 5 points there at most. There's not a lot of points. However, you can seal it in, and if your opponent, if you get some more forcing moves, just like 1 or 2 more moves, it becomes like 10 or 12 points. So it is still a decent sized area. Don't get me wrong. And this actually is quite efficient for white to destroy the black side to make sure black's position doesn't get too large. However, if you study with the AI, it does recommend you go a little bit faster usually. I haven't studied this exact position, but I know there's a lot of research into this move and this move instead of extension because this feels super easy for black to play. And this is actually a really solid opening for black. Let me go ahead and show you how that comes about. You play Shamari or Komaku and then Komaku, or 3-4, and then 3-4. You play here. Yes, I know this is the new AI move and everyone loves this one, but this is the older fashioned one and much easier to use actually than this one. This one has you have to research a lot of stuff, but this one is actually you can just use out of the box. Then we go into this position and we play this one, and yeah, it actually becomes very, very easy for us to play. And you can see this position actually is very comfortable for black, especially with modern style and territory being what it is. So if you wanted a very easy opening to use, I recommend this one. And then of course to the high, you just simply play this one, and this one is the correct move to use on this position. And yeah, you can actually create a very nice opening for yourself. So now the modern styles to go here. And I haven't researched this one with the new stuff yet, but I know old-fashioned sense the move to play was here. Like my dinosaur self almost always played here against the low approach, and everyone played the high approach, and then this was the move. And I kind of played this one exclusively for 2 years straight. I don't recommend doing that. I recommend playing it exclusively for like 50 to 100 games, but not 2 years, because then you don't learn any of the other openings. However, I did know this one quite well 10 years ago, but now I'm just, with all the updated stuff, I'm like, okay, even my go-to opening that I know every inside and out, I don't know it at all anymore. So, unfortunately, I have to do research everything again. However, this was a great, solid opening that I used to play, and I really like this opening. I'm very fond of this opening. However, I have been like trying to study this one, and it's quite complicated. I don't recommend it. If you're a Q player, I don't recommend playing this one. I know it's fun, but there's just so many variations. However, we're getting off topic. Let's get back to the fact that this Joseki is super solid, super easy to use, and I do recommend you guys learn this one and know this one. And that's my quick tip video for you guys. I am trying to keep these under 10 minutes, so I'll go ahead and call it here. But yeah, hopefully some of you guys learned some new stuff, and hopefully you guys found this video helpful. And yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.